very small number of people in the community that were actually able to avail themselves of the political process. If you didn't fit that, you wouldn't gone. And Greek culture, ancient Greek culture, marginalised women to the utmost degree. If you go further south and you look at Sparta, there we have a very different system where gender equality was in its own right, and I'm not saying it was all good and perfect and glowing and, this gender equity paradise, but women were able to participate in the society much, much more equally on their own terms. So if we're going to maintain, repair, evolve democracies, we have to, by definition, deconstruct patriarchy. We have to get rid of it. That's not going to be easy. People still want to adhere to in one form or another, the patriarchal structure, the systems that go with it. But the cost is enormous. I mean, we talk about violence towards women and, the subjugation of women and the patriarchal culture. But my argument is that we as men also suffer. We suffer through the demand of patriarchal socialisation to not express our emotions, to not have empathy, to, use aggression and violence whenever we have no sense of any other way of resolving conflict. And it continues. It just goes on and on and on and on. The number of men that are literally killed because of the patriarchal their patriarchal socialisation is enormous, both directly and indirectly. I was reading an article by Mickey Kashtan on basically the idea that patriarchy is not about men. The title caught my attention because we don't often hear that, and I talk a lot about the fact that patriarchy has drawn in both men and women. Right? Now, she says that we need to take this on board because patriarchal societies are fundamentally about control and separation. We see these like silos all the time, and it's political, it's economic, it's educational, and these things, feed into our sense of loneliness and alienation. And we can live together but still be cut off from one another. And in the sort of conclusion to this podcast, I liked one of the things that she wrote, and that is she concludes that because I don't see that patriarchy can be accommodated and lived with peacefully, it's like a cancer. And like a cancer, it spreads and metastasizes. Like a cancer, it has no capacity to care for the healthy cells that want to continue to live and die in peace. Like cancer, it's ultimately unsustainable. Now, I'm an optimist, and I do believe that at some point patriarchy will end. Either that or it's possible that we will become extinct. She says the only question is, will we all die with it, or will we manage to free ourselves soon enough that we can peacefully put patriarchy to death and return to the task of living interdependently with the rest of the magic of this planet? And with that food for thought, I'm going to leave you until the next podcast, and I'm going to catch up with a few more ideas around that. Until next time, this is me signing off.
Thank you for listening to Inspire Change with Gunter. Gunter Swoboda does individual and group coaching for men looking to grow. For more information on this and the global Making Good Men Great movement, check out goodmengreat.com. to get into contact. If you have a topic for the show or would like to be a guest on the air, please email producers at miranda@noirtainment.com. That's Miranda, Miranda, at noirtainment, noirtainment.com. Thank you, and always keep inspiring change.